Ugh. Alright, so this is the extremely gross wiring of it. So virtually there's nothing on the Beat harness that we can even reuse. So I've just basically ran new wiring for main relays. So we've got this is the fuel pump, the new fuel pump relay. This is like your main relay now. You know, as you guys know, that Honda normally integrates theirs into one unit. That likes to fail, but none of it's going to work. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna power it on through the main harness for now, and then let's see if we can even get this thing started. So that's the key. So realistically, the only things that we're really retaining is like the main relay wiring, which is like ground, key on power, fuel pump power, battery power, you know, stuff like that. So I did find that they do sell the female connector here, so that's what we'll end up doing. Now, as far as like the Beat harness goes itself, right, there's virtually no way of making like a plug and play kit for this. So I think the only viable option is for people who are wanting to do this swap is basically to just buy the complete harness, make sure that it's got all the connectors involved or included, none of it's cut, and then just send it to me and I can modify it to make it work. Now, one thing that I do want to mention though is that this alternator wiring is different. So you've got to retain the lower harness of the Beat. The lower harness is going to be consistent of the fuse box wiring, the alternator wiring, transmission wiring, all that stuff. And so what'll happen is that if I can pull this out, but we're basically going to have to figure out how to convert this plug into this plug, which shouldn't be too hard to do. This looks like the common Honda style connector, so hopefully it's right. But that's what we're looking at right now. So we got everything grossly wired up. We've got coil, injector, and all that jazz. So we're gonna test injectors really quick. So we don't have any of the like sensors hooked up, but that's all right. We're just gonna see if it wants to start. That's injector 1, 2, and 3. Oh, no injector 3. Okay, so we're gonna have to investigate that right quick, or I could just plug it in. Probably works better if it's plugged in. There we go. Okay, cool. So we got all that hooked up. We've got fuel pump poorly wired up, just like everything else. So we're gonna crank it and hopefully it starts. I don't have a lot of faith in it though, just to be honest with you guys. We don't know what the injector size is. We don't really know anything about it. So we're just gonna do this. I'm gonna stick that in there. Let's see here. I'm gonna put map sensors not hooked up. No sensors are hooked up, okay? So we're just gonna hit this all with, I don't know, 100? Okay, that's good. So now the next thing is that we are going to turn on the fuel pump. Hopefully Anchor did a good job and we don't have any leaks. So we're about to find out. Pump is running. I hear pump stuff. I hear fuel stuff. All right, so it looks like Anchor did a solid job there. I'm gonna prime that sucker there. All right, so here we go. Let's hope this thing does something. Start, backfire, not catch fire though. Let's hope it does everything but catch fire. All right, we got nothing. Let's see why we got nothing. I mean, according to this, we got RPM. We don't have any coil stuff though. Hold on. Let's check to see if we have any ignition happening. Boop. Executed spark counts. Yeah, it tried to spark it. Only 2 though, so that's not bueno. Let's try that again. it shows spark count. It just didn't do anything. All right, back to the drawing board, but we got something, so we'll give it a check over and see what's going on. So after a couple cranks, we can't get it to start. We are going to just check spark really quick. I've got a spark plug out with a coil and spark plug out. So we definitely have spark, so we know that it's wired correctly. We just don't have anything. We are getting unexpected missing tooth errors, which could be a problem, but at this point I'm not really too sure, so we're just gonna have to keep digging into it until we figure it out. So I've been messing with it off and on all day. This is kind of where we're at though. I was able to get it to synchronize actually pretty damn well. If you look down here, it says no error. See it? But what's really strange is I turned on the fuel pump and then all of a sudden it just wouldn't do anything. So it would only synchronize. I'm not really sure why that is, but it's really strange because when the fuel pump was deactivated, it would synchronize with no problem. So one other problem that we do have is that the battery that Anker has isn't very good, so I have to let it sit and charge for a little bit and then I can go back and crank it. But that's really good, since this is the only trigger pattern that we had that gave us like a solid sync without error at all. I mean, the spark count was good, so if you look at there, it executed spark counts. So what a spark count is that it literally says that yes, the ECU is commanding a coil to fire. So at this point, we probably have flooded out our spark plug wires, so that's what I'm going to do next while the battery's charging. So that actually, hopefully that works out pretty good. We still have to figure out what our first trigger tooth is, so we'll have to sit down and play with that until we get it right. But the next step is to pull all the spark plugs and go from there. Sudden, look at this, guys. It just suddenly just decided to stop. So I don't know if it's just low on power or what, but we're just gonna have to let this thing charge. But I think that's it for their day, unfortunately. So we'll see there. I mean, it sounds like it wants to start. I don't know if you heard, but on that last little thing, it just like kind of give us a puff. But I think that's it until we can get this damn battery charged up again.